Welcome to the Employco HR Chat. I'm Rob Wilson. With me is Jason Eisenhut.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for joining us this week for our HR Chat. So, Jason, we've internally talked about this for over the last couple of weeks. For years, Illinois, the most you saw from an employer class action lawsuit was time clock issues where people biometric, they weren't
Fingerprint.
fingerprint. You're doing a fingerprint or a retina scan, and you didn't get the release of your employees or the approval of your employees, and next you know, class action attorneys. I mean, they put a bunch of companies out of business with the lawsuits.
Yeah, in Illinois, we have the strictest so in Illinois, it's a thing called BIP. It's an acronym, Biometric Information Privacy or Protection Act. So basically, in Illinois, employers really need to be watching, especially like you said, for fingerprints.
Right.
But now it's any collection of that employee biometric data, which could be fingerprint, retina. Now what we're going to be talking is the voice. And
Now you look at your voice. So, who hasn't been on a Zoom call or a Teams call or, I like Zoom myself
Right.
over the other ones, easier technology. But so you're on a Zoom call and it pops up, someone's got a note taker, AI note taker, supposedly just not recording, or some companies or associations record the actual Zoom calls. So now in Illinois, you're seeing class action suits on the note taking.
Yeah, so this initial one that I think was filed in December, so we're still in the very early stages of the lawsuit, but the lawsuit is going after the AI note taker, the vendor, not so much the employer or the company that was hosting it. But this could bleed into the workforce and employers, especially if you're sponsoring it, you're doing kind of a company-wide one. So we'll have some kind of tips at the end for how to prepare for it.
Yeah, and the case on this was centered on, I don't think she was an employee, and it popped up that there's an AI note taker and she didn't check the box.
Yeah, she
Because
didn't give the
most now
consent.
have that consent. You're checking a box, but
So there's kind of a few different main categories is to allow kind of provide the person who you're collecting their biometric information to opt out, to give they have to give consent, written consent. You have to provide them what are you going to be doing with that? What is your data retention? So how long are we going to keep it for? What are we going to be doing with it? And there has to be a written policy that's provided. So in this instance, I don't think she was given consent. I don't think they give her the record retention or the retention and destruction policy. So we'll see what happens with it. A little bit of a gray area, but employers really need to be watching out for this,
Right.
especially if, as an employer, you're launching a company-wide AI note taker and you're sponsoring it, and it collects and it says, okay, Jason Eisenhut, if it does a transcript, this is why the AI note takers are advantageous. It does this transcript and a nice summary after each of the Zoom calls. Rob Wilson said this, Jason Eisen. So if it's attaching not just sentences but it's attaching sentences to the person, now you're kind of doing biometric and its identifier. You have to be kind of careful with that.
and at this point, she's suing the AI vendor.
Right, right.
But as an employer, I would be concerned that could you be added in?
Yeah, especially if you're knowing, someone's going to be doing it. So
Yeah.
really do an inventory of all that and get a kind of an announcement out to all your workforce, your employees. Hey, if you do this, we need to get consent. Here's the policy. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but I think it's worth avoiding the risk.
Leave it to class action suits.
Right.
So if you have any questions on that, I think, Jason, you probably have something you can send out if someone has some questions on it, some guidance and information about the case as well. So but something to be careful and look out for in the future.
Yeah. HR@employco.com. I'm happy to help any way I can.
Right. HR@employco.com goes right to Jason. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.